Let's face it, people judge outward appearances. To the casual passerby, that neat exterior is not just another part of the building. It is the building, and that's what makes good paneling so important. So far, everything you've done has been purely structural, the bone and muscle of our building. But a frame system by itself cannot be air-conditioned, nor will it keep out the rain. So now we're ready to apply that durable skin of steel that will convert our structure into an attractive and functional building, the paneling. In this presentation, we will discuss the erection procedures for the DuraRib roof and wall systems. When starting the job, you should have checked the slab dimensions for correctness. If there is a variation, you can adjust the coverage of the panels to compensate.
1/8 of an inch off.
Next, separate the appropriate wall panels into individual stacks, locating sidewall panels in one stack, end wall panels in others.
Yeah, I bet you that's what that's for. All that's good. What he's shooting is... Oh, there's 10 total. Yeah.
Then, pre-drill 5 to 6 mitered eve panels with a 5/75-inch spacing, approximately 4 inches down from the top. Next, open up the bolt box and locate the appropriate wall fasteners. For DuraRib panel, we will be using 2 types of fasteners. The longer fastener shown is the structural fastener that attaches the panel to the girt and base angle. The shorter fastener is a lap fastener. It has a number 12 point with number 14 threads. This difference helps prevent fastener strip out. Next, pre-cut the fiberglass wall insulation starting with the 4-foot wide starter blanket. The blanket length should be the wall sheet length, plus approximately 1 foot. Then re-roll each individual blanket into a loose bundle for ease of handling. Before continuing further, let's take a moment and discuss job safety. The tools being used in this video are for efficient erection. They also supply added safety. A good safety program always starts with a good safety plan. The erector should have in place a written safety plan and a manual that itemizes the proper procedures for erecting the structural steel and the panel systems. It should also point out any unsafe procedures to be avoided. These procedures should be reviewed with the crew at the start of the job and at weekly safety meetings. The erection equipment used to erect the wall panel is a work platform mounted on a SkyTrack forklift. The work platform has a safety railing and a cable to attach the safety harness lanyard. For the roof, the erector will be using self-retracting lifelines. The next step is to mark and pre-drill the wall sheets. First, mark a 5/75 pattern at the base, and at the side lap, mark 2-foot center spacings for the lap fastener. At the proper girt locations, locate fasteners on 1-foot centers in the flat of the panel. To begin the sidewall assembly, first, miter the end of the base trim with tin snips.
What he's doing, he's cutting a miter.
Then locate a chalk line 2 inches above the floor slab on the base angle as a guide.
Mark 2 inches. Rob down there's mark.
Excuse me.
Attach the base flash to the base angle with structural fasteners on about 4-foot centers. When splicing the base flash, lap the pieces 1 inch.
Well, no, but still, when?
After attaching the base flash, mark the base flash at 3-foot increments to hold proper panel coverage.
That is a cool little gun. Up in the front.
Then add double-face tape to the top of the base trim.
What that does is that seals.
Using dunnage that was used in shipping the building, cut individual pieces to the proper length and install them at the frame and at midpoint to prevent girt sag. After installing the spacer members, check for proper girt height and install the second level of stiffeners.
Come down past you.
After one last check for plumb, you are ready to begin the panel sequence. First, cut off 1 foot from the first mitered eave panel. This ensures a staggered lap at the panel mitered eave panel connection.
We always bend this down just a little bit. Otherwise, if you don't, You get this thing down too far, and then your sheets don't lap down tight onto this ridge for caulking.
Using the forklift, the work platform is then lifted into position to apply the first panel. Using a tape, mark the top of the eave strut on 1-foot increments for proper coverage of the roof panel and the mitered eave panel. After placing a line of double-faced tape on the edge of the eave strut, place the starter roll of the fiberglass blanket and apply pressure against the double-faced tape. To keep the blanket from pulling off the double-faced tape, this erector attaches the blanket to the base angle and to the eave strut with structural fasteners and uses cut-off pieces of the panel crate banding as washers. The first sheet is ready to be installed.
Randy, I moved it away from the hoist.
Locate the sheet on the proper guidelines on the base trim. Then attach the panel to the base angle using the pre-drilled holes.
You don't need any help there, do you, Ron? No, I can get it.
At the top, place the 2-foot piece of the mitered eave panel and fasten both the panel and the mitered eave panel to the eave strut. The second piece of blanket insulation is then applied to the double-faced tape. And again, fasteners and strips of banding are used to secure the blanket.
Oh, no, I mean,
Hurry up!
The fiberglass blanket has two 3-inch tabs which are folded.